Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Nora Sackett. I'm the Director of the State Technology and Innovation Office, and I really want to welcome everybody to Albuquerque and to New Mexico for IEEE Quantum Week, and here to Roadrunner Venture Studios. Thank you, Roadrunner, for hosting us for this announcement today. We are thrilled to welcome 1,500 of the world's leading minds in quantum to Albuquerque this week. In New Mexico, we have known for maybe longer than other parts of the world due to our, oops, did we just lose this? Is that good? Okay. That quantum is the next revolution of technology, and we are working to make that revolution happen right here in New Mexico. And we are stepping up to make sure that that is what is happening. Just last week, we announced a partnership with Roadrunner of a grant for $25 million to establish and operate a quantum venture studio. And today we have another exciting announcement, not just for our state, but for the future of technology and innovation. We're here in New Mexico because this is a place with a legacy of innovation and leaders who believe in investing in it. We have a governor who champions innovation and who does it with our families, neighbors, and communities all across New Mexico in mind. And so to make this exciting announcement today, please join me in welcoming Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Well, I don't know that I've got that much left to say because of Nora Sackett. We are here celebrating each other, and that's always the best way for a governor to get to start the official part of the week or month. And I want to lean in on a couple different areas. One, I agree with Ms. Sackett and everybody else who's here. If you're looking to create it, invent it, demonstrate that it works, and engage in building new ideas that will solve the world's problems, this is the state to be doing that work in. We have been long known as a place of innovation. We are the only state in America with 2 of the National Defense Labs, more PhDs per capita here than anywhere else in the United States, and it is all really about that brain power. And I am looking at a collective of just those kinds of resources. That all by itself is exciting every day when we're making economic announcements. But this economic announcement is special in the following ways. Several years ago, I announced that our State Investment Council would lean into making large investments into New Mexico initiatives and New Mexico companies, and that can be a partnership as well. Get out of sort of the routine investments that they were making globally as the managers of our now $65 billion sovereign wealth fund. A sovereign wealth fund that in just about 9 years, Vice Chairwoman, will be about $100 billion, while at the same time spending money on our cradle to career educational investments. Nowhere else in America is that the case. Providing stability and predictability to innovation and to businesses and to creativity for generations to come. That shift in the State Investment Council has led to $100 million investment into this type of initiative, quite frankly, this one in and of itself. Having $5 million to create an ecosystem and an institute, and working with Roadrunner and any number of other partners, not the least of which is Sandia, also means that in just 18 short months, we went from announcing an idea about advanced computing and quantum computing and solving the world's problems and creating new economic opportunities to having a live, breathing, and well-organized ecosystem in New Mexico. And lastly, the partnership, the other piece. What's really exciting about this advanced computing or quantum computing is the fact that we've got a benchmarking or a proof of concept partnership that we get to announce today. Because I have to defend all the time to the legislature, and you have to defend, me too, to Congress, that these innovations and investments will not just produce the outcomes that we identify, but for governors in particular, that there's a return on these investments in educating the next generation of high-tech advanced computing engineers, software engineers, and other employment opportunities for New Mexico families and other folks we want to move here. But in addition, that the problem-solving components will in fact be realized. So today, and I appreciate those meetings, we are announcing that DARPA is in fact here with $60 million in a formal partnership. They'll be doing that benchmarking, so we'll know which ideas, which companies, which part of the ecosystem will be built here, demonstrated here, certified here, and then we don't mind training a couple other people and places and businesses in the country, as long as this is known as the home of quantum computing. And we are very excited about this partnership. This guy was going to clap. Everyone should be clapping. And for a small state with only 2 million people, look, when we announce $5 million from the feds, it's usually a celebration. Hell, if we're announcing $250,000 in a new community center with an executive director, it's always worth, every job is worth celebrating. This partnership is about demonstrating movement in advanced technologies, including this is a state, the state, that has all of the advanced, also energy opportunities worldwide. We are an energy powerhouse. We start to marry the demonstration of clean, carbon-free power statewide with quantum computing. There is no problem we can't solve in the state of New Mexico. And then I know I'm speaking too long. I want to do one more thing. And then I want to thank our speakers who are coming after me. Certifying and proving out concepts means economic activity that can be not just in the billions, hundreds of billions, but over generations can be trillions of dollars into our economy. And it means that America is winning the tech race, which we must do globally. But to put that in perspective, New Mexico is long known on the energy side that if we prove out that we can reduce methane emissions, we can create the cleanest barrel of oil, even though for so many people that may seem like an oxymoron, not. We can demonstrate that we can have the cleanest liter of natural gas. Well, when other countries who need that energy, who are working to reduce their carbon footprint, where are they looking? In New Mexico. When companies want to know if they have the opportunity to do it right, to do the education, to create these problem-solving opportunities, they will look to New Mexico and this partnership to demonstrate that they're on the right path. That's more jobs for us, that's more opportunity for New Mexico, and I get to brag about the talent here. I want to do a special shout out to Vice Chairwoman of the House Appropriations Committee, Meredith Dixon, who has been bossing me around for the last several sessions about advanced energy, advanced technology must have a place in every single legislative session in the context of investing and making placeholders inside New Mexico's budget, which I hope is good news to our federal partners, that this commitment isn't moving away anytime soon. So congratulations to everybody here. I'm very excited and proud of New Mexico today, and let's demonstrate for the world how it's actually done. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Governor, for your leadership on this effort and this exciting announcement. Next, I'm excited to welcome Joe Altepeter, Program Manager for the DARPA Quantum Benchmarking Initiative. We have been working with DARPA for many moons now, I think, on this, and very excited to have them here in New Mexico for this announcement. Joe.
Good morning. First, thank you, Governor, for the invitation. It's an honor to be here, and thanks to Roadrunner for hosting us. This place is great. I have been a quantum computing researcher for over 25 years, and it is personally very exciting for me to be here in New Mexico making this announcement, because for me, that journey started in Los Alamos in 1999 as a student first studying quantum computing. And that 2 years was long enough for me to fall in love with the state, with the people, with the food. And I promise DARPA is not just signing this announcement so that I can get better access to proper green chili. It's not just for that reason. Though my journey started in New Mexico, I eventually became a research professor, but for the last 15 years, I have been helping DARPA design and run quantum computing programs for the federal government. And let me tell you, for most of that time, I was the reviewer that you definitely did not want to have on your quantum computing proposal, because I judged my success based on how many dumb quantum computing proposals I could make sure no one spent any taxpayer dollars on, and there were plenty to go around. But at DARPA, we are supposed to challenge our assumptions, and we are supposed to look for surprises. And in the past few years, we started to think that the signatures of those surprises might be in the commercial quantum computing space, and that there might really be something here that challenges the conventional wisdom and that shows that we could really do something extraordinary. And so a small seedling project turned into a small program, turned into a medium program, and now my only job at DARPA is to run the Quantum Benchmarking Initiative, which is a large national program with a mission to figure out what is hype and what is reality in the quantum computing space, and specifically in the commercial quantum computing space. And it is an honor to do this, but it is an extraordinarily difficult job to figure out and to forecast, maybe 10 years in the future, whose phenomenal plan, which looks great on paper, is really gonna work and really demonstrate or really deliver transformative change, and which ones aren't. To do that job, you need a huge effort, and you need extraordinary people, you need extraordinary institutions, and you need extraordinary communities to build these projects around. And New Mexico has all three of those. And so I am extremely excited today to be able to announce the Quantum Frontier Project, a new partnership between the state of New Mexico and DARPA to try to answer these questions and to figure out what really is the potential for quantum computing to transform science, to transform industries, and to transform the nation for the better. DARPA doesn't know if, and more importantly, how quantum computing is really going to change the world. But DARPA and the state of New Mexico together are going to find out the answers to those questions with the Quantum Frontier Project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. We are thrilled to welcome DARPA to New Mexico and excited about the gravitational pull that this announcement will have for the greater industry. And I want to just recognize that we have representatives of that industry, many here, some who are already building ties in New Mexico, some who are excited to get more involved. And so I just want to thank you all for being here. We're very happy to have you. You know, years ago, I'm stealing my boss's line a little bit here to introduce him, but we talk about in New Mexico a lot that Microsoft was born here, but we all know that it didn't grow here and it didn't stay here. And we're all keen on making sure that the next Microsoft that is born here, stays here, grows here, and builds a future in New Mexico. And leading that effort under the governor's leadership is Secretary of Economic Development, Rob Black, who I'm thrilled to welcome up next. Secretary Black.
Thank you, Nora. It is an absolute pleasure to be here with you today. Something we've been working on for a very long time. I also want to acknowledge Alex Greenberg in the governor's office. Alex has been a champion for quantum in the state of New Mexico. So much so, he was the guy who convinced me about it, that this is something that New Mexico is uniquely positioned for. And so what I want you to think about today is there are those moments in time when you think back and think, wow, where was I on that day? This is going to be one of those days for New Mexico. This will be a transformative opportunity for our state. And it is the recognition and the partnership with DARPA, I think, cannot be understated. You have to realize these are the guys who actually invented the internet. And to have them as partners here in our state, understanding that we bring the capacity of our national laboratories, adding to those workforces, adding to that with our universities, tying that in with CNM creating a quantum boot camp. We are building the workforce. And thank you to Governor Luan Grisham, who she talked about that cradle to career pathway. The only state with free 2-year, 4-year college in the country. We're creating a workforce for this industry because part of what is so important, what is so exciting, is if we get this right, we will find the opportunities that using quantum computing can help cure cancer. It can help our national defense. It can position us as leaders in the United States. These are very difficult problems to solve, but quantum is one of the ways that we believe we can solve those issues. It is a big bet, but the governor is not shy about making big bets, about betting on New Mexicans and betting on our future, and that's what we're doing. We're going to ensure that these programs that we're partnering with DARPA on, it's a multi-year effort, which is also, I think, what is really exciting. It's not a flash in the pan. This is something that will be going on for years. But what you also heard from Joe was this is really around the commercialization, right? Testing the commercialization aspect. It's taking that R&D that we are so good at. New Mexico is #1 per capita in public R&D spend in the country. But how do we make it sticky, like Nora said, around those companies? How do we keep them here? And so it is that part that is the investment in the Quantum Innovation Hub that here at Roadrunner. It's tying in the venture capital funds that are supporting the commercialization. And as the governor mentioned, it's the SIC playing a very different role than it has in the past. So I am so excited again to be here with you today. I think it is something we will remember forever. And I do want to follow on, again, I continue to follow on the governor's comments, but to thank Vice Chair Dixon. Her vision is how we got here. She has continued, whether it was serving for our U.S. Senator, and now in her role as Vice Chair of Appropriations, she continues to lead New Mexico forward around our science and technology roadmap, helping define the future of New Mexico and the opportunity for our families. So it is an absolute pleasure to be here. It's great to be working with such an amazing team, and thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Secretary Black. We are very clear here at the state that this cannot be possible without the appropriations to move this partnership forward. And so on that note, as speaking to the leadership that the other speakers have highlighted, I want to welcome Vice Chair Meredith Dixon.
Thank you. Thank you, Nora, and thank you, Governor, Secretary, and Joe. This is why I'm in the legislature here today. It's about partnerships. It is about moving New Mexico forward, bringing together all of the pieces that make New Mexico special, our history with quantum, what we can do moving forward, each piece of the puzzle working together to make this a reality. So I want to thank everyone. I want to thank the governor and the team, Sandia, Los Alamos, everyone who has been a part of this, the vision and the commitment. And I want to reiterate that the legislature is very happy to be a part of this. We are committed to seeing this vision with quantum, with all of our science and technology sectors. We know that New Mexico has unique strengths. We can leverage our assets. And by working in these partnerships, we can continue to grow the state and the economy. So thank you very much.
you all so much for joining us for this announcement today. To memorialize this exciting announcement, I want to welcome our speakers up to take a quick group photo, and then we will be wrapped up. Thank you all again so much for coming.
On Tuesday, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, Democrat, New Mexico, held a press conference announcing New Mexico's latest investments into quantum computing, marking a significant step toward establishing the state as a leader in the next revolution of technology. The press conference, hosted at Roadrunner Venture Studios in Albuquerque, welcomed 1,500 of the world's leading minds in quantum technology. Governor Lujan Grisham highlighted that New Mexico has long been a place of innovation, with a rich history of scientific and technological advancements. She noted that the state is uniquely positioned to play a pivotal role in the development of quantum computing, a field that is set to transform industries globally. The governor also emphasized the state's commitment to making these investments accessible to local communities, ensuring that advancements in quantum technology benefit New Mexico families and neighborhoods. A key part of the announcement was the introduction of a $25 million grant to establish a quantum venture studio in partnership with Roadrunner Venture Studios. This studio is expected to be a hub for quantum computing research and development, bringing together industry leaders and experts to collaborate and drive progress in the field. Governor Lujan Grisham also reflected on the broader impact of the state's investments. She spoke about New Mexico's $65 billion sovereign wealth fund, which is set to grow to $100 billion in the next few years. This fund is being used to back initiatives that encourage innovation in areas like quantum computing and advanced technology. The governor explained that this move aligns with the state's larger vision of building a stable, sustainable ecosystem for technology companies and entrepreneurs to thrive. The announcement was also highlighted by the introduction of a new partnership with the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA. With $60 million in funding, this partnership will focus on benchmarking quantum computing technologies, identifying which ideas and companies have the potential to lead in the field. This collaboration aims to establish New Mexico as the premier location for quantum computing research, development, and commercialization. The governor spoke at length about how New Mexico is combining its strengths in both clean energy and quantum computing. She outlined the potential for the state to lead the way in solving global challenges such as reducing carbon emissions, while also advancing quantum technologies. By combining clean energy initiatives with quantum computing, New Mexico aims to solve some of the world's most pressing problems, including achieving carbon-free power production and advancing energy solutions that benefit both the state and the global community. In addition to its economic impact, the Quantum Computing Initiative is set to generate thousands of jobs and offer long-term career opportunities for New Mexico residents. The state is also focusing on workforce development through educational programs, including a quantum boot camp that will train the next generation of quantum computing engineers, software developers, and other high-tech professionals. The governor's remarks were followed by a speech from Joe Alter, program manager for the DARPA Quantum Benchmarking Initiative. Alter, who has over 25 years of experience in quantum computing, spoke passionately about the potential of the field and the importance of New Mexico's role in advancing it. He described the collaborative efforts between DARPA and the state as a significant milestone in the journey to fully realize the transformative potential of quantum computing. Secretary of Economic Development Rob Black also took the stage to share his excitement about the project, emphasizing the economic opportunities it would bring to New Mexico. He highlighted the importance of keeping high-tech companies in the state, ensuring that initiatives like this one will create a lasting economic impact and attract further investments into the region. Black also noted the pivotal role that state universities and national laboratories, such as Sandia and Los Alamos, would play in supporting these efforts. The announcement culminated with a call to action from Vice Chair Meredith Dixon, who reiterated the state legislature's commitment to supporting the Quantum Computing Initiative. She acknowledged that New Mexico's unique strengths, its history with quantum technology, its national laboratories, and its commitment to innovation, make it the ideal location for this groundbreaking project. The event concluded with a group photo of the key stakeholders, celebrating the collaboration and setting the stage for New Mexico's future as a global leader in quantum computing technology.